Hello, my beautiful and blessed people. So, today is December 27th, 2024. So, I wanted to come share this video from a very special place to me, one of my creations. I know that there's a prior video that I talked a little bit about NovaFace. NovaFace is one of my creations where I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a background of how this started. So I know some of you might not know, but I work in the medical field. I'm sure you can tell from the previous videos where I'm wearing scrubs. I am a nurse practitioner. My primary job is in the hospital. I work in the ICU with trauma and surgical patients. I also, I pretty much do everything in the ICU. I am what you would consider a intensivist nurse practitioner. I have been in the nursing field for 10 years now. I started as a nurse, doing home care. Then I went to critical care, which I absolutely love. And now I have been a nurse practitioner for about 4 years and a half. Working between life and death has really, really made me appreciate life in a very, very special way. Working with dying patients has really showed me how important it is for us to appreciate every breath that we have, for us to appreciate the opportunity that we have to take care of our temple, and how important it is for us to really take care of our bodies, to prevent ourselves from ending up in a hospital. I think that 3 places people should always visit at least once in their life is a ICU, a critical care unit, so that you can see how much those patients are suffering and fighting for their lives. Jail, for you to appreciate your freedom, which I also have been arrested before. We all have a past. When I was 17, I was arrested for 3 days. They held me for 3 days. We all have our good and bad side. Not that I was out there doing bad towards people. I actually had a warrant for something else, and I didn't know that if you didn't go to court, you would get arrested. Well, I got pulled over. I got arrested. They held me for 3 days, and let me tell you, did I get my shit together after that. There's nothing worse than having your freedom taken away from you. So I am so, so happy and so thankful for being a free woman, where I get to express myself, where I have freedom of speech, and to also be able to share this, right, with you guys. And then the 3rd place is cemetery. Death is going to come for all of us. It is something that we are all so afraid of, and it's inevitable. It's part of life, right? We are born, we grow, and then we die. But we also die every day. We die all the time. Every time we go to sleep and we have the opportunity to wake up again, it's a rebirth. You're rising from death. So death is not the end of all. Death is just a transition. The transition to another realm. The transition back to paradise. The rebirth, right, into paradise. Because this is just momentary. We come to the school of earth to learn, and for the soul to grow in the most beautiful way. So now that you know a little bit about the background, how did we get to NovaFace? So NovaFace, I started mainly focusing on cosmetics, right? And then God was like, no, you have to take care of the body as a whole. Body, mind, and soul. So therefore, I started venturing into different areas where I started learning more things about spirituality, about the human body, about also the importance of mental health in bringing all of these things together. And working in the hospital with these dying patients, I really get to see and I get to talk to them, and they get to express themselves and tell me, because they open up their heart. The most vulnerable time in your life, I think, especially for a person that has never been able to open up to anyone, is when they feel like they're dying, right? Because they start thinking about all of the things that they could have done. They start thinking about all of the ways that they should have acted in life, and also how much they missed out because they prioritized material things. They prioritized work. They didn't focus enough in family, friends, and sharing love, and not just giving love, but also being able to receive that. And it's very sad. It's very sad for you to be able to realize that only when you get to that point, right? How many celebrities, how many people that we know that have created these amazing things that we get to use today, like technology, my phone, and the internet, and all of this. And their main regret is that they focused too much on work and not enough in the things that really matter in life, the things that are truly priceless, the things that truly help you grow and expand in the most beautiful way, that will create an abundance of different things for your life. I think that a lot of times for us, when we talk about abundance, we always think of it being material things. And it's not just that. Abundance can come in so many different ways. Abundance is the abundance of love, the abundance of being able to experience life in a harmonious and balanced way. Abundance of knowledge, right? Which you have to look for these things. You can't just synthesize yourself with shallow things like we are nowadays. It's even difficult for you to have a conversation with people because we are so programmed by social media and all of this bullshit that they try to feed us, that we are completely disconnected. We are very connected, right, on the internet and with anything that we want to hear or watch or receive, but we are becoming disconnected from ourselves, from spirit, from God. And that is creating an extreme imbalance and unhappiness, because those are all momentary things, you know. It's that very momentary satisfaction that you get, and then it fades away. It's creating this thing where we are unable to appreciate the good things in life. We are unable to value and appreciate the good people that we have around us, and we just look at everything being replaceable. Oh, it's replaceable. I'll just find it somewhere else. Or we have so many choices that it completely blinds us from being able to see the truth. And even when you encounter people that are truthful and genuine, you don't know how to appreciate that, because you have been programmed to think that everyone is out here competing with each other, that everyone is out here just trying to be better than one another, that when a person truly tries to show you a love and appreciation, we are unable to receive it. We don't know how to receive that. And we end up hurting people around us. We end up creating situations that are just not beneficial and unhealthy for us. And we also end up being stuck on things that are so small, so minute that it doesn't even matter. Like you being upset and angry at a person, where it creates this vibration of hate that you carry on to every area in your life. You let such, we, not you or me, we, everyone, we let such small things ruin our entire day. Sometimes you let a phrase or a word that somebody said to you ruin not just a day, ruin a whole week, ruin months, and for some people even years. It's not worth it. I had to work really, really hard to get to this point. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy because I wasn't this person. I had to learn how to become this way. I had to learn how to be receptive. I had to learn to not just give out love, but also to be able to receive it so that I don't feel like I'm being used by those around me, right? Because that's how we feel. We feel like we are constantly just taking advantage of one another, and that's not the way it is. And then when I got this download, right, about me having to take care of the body as a whole, body, mind, and spirit. The plan that I initially had for the clinic completely changed. The way I was looking at it completely changed. I wasn't any longer just wanting to focus on the outside, because it doesn't matter how good you look on the outside if your spirit is not aligned with that, if your mind is not aligned with that. Beauty is so superficial. We are living in times where we are giving so much credit to beauty and material things, and the things that you don't even get to take with you once you die. And that can change in a matter of seconds. In a matter of seconds. Working with my patients and these survivors, you get to really take for granted how much none of this matters. That when we are lying in that hospital bed, or we are lying in a casket already after us being dead, none of it matters. People will forget about your looks. People will forget about the outside things. But you know one thing that people can never forget is your essence. Is the love that you gave them. Is the light that you're able to bring into their life. It's the positive difference that you have been able to make in their life at some point. Maybe in a time of need, you were there and you gave them a helping hand. Maybe in a time when they were celebrating something, you celebrated it with them instead of hating on them for accomplishing something in life. And how much do we see of that out there now? People that are envious, people that hate on one another, people that want the things that others are accomplishing instead of them creating it for themselves. We are currently living in a generation that it's like copycats. People are just copying one another and doing the same shit. Nobody wants to bring out their true essence anymore. Nobody wants to put in the time to actually get to know about themselves, where you're able to let your soul shine through who you are. For you not just to show your outside beauty, but for you to show the true beauty that lies within. And in order for you to do that, you have to create a balance between your mind, your body, and your soul. You have to dig deep. You have to go deep within yourself to find out about yourself. We spend so much time getting to know other people that at the end of the day, sometimes we don't even know who we are. How is that benefiting you? How is that going to benefit your life? How is that going to benefit the change that the soul contract that you made before coming here? Not just with the people that you encounter, but the soul contract that you made with the Creator to come here and make a difference, to make this world a better place, and to work together with one another, to be able to see the true beauty in each other, to be able to give a helping hand, to be able to share love, to be able to share light and be supportive of one another instead of creating this disgusting competition that only breaks people more, breaking everybody around us, damaging Mother Earth, following this system that is part of this matrix of control that wants to keep you in fear and dumb, because that's what technology has done as well. It has completely dumbed us down. People can't even talk about deeper things anymore because they're living such a superficial life and it's so shallow. And we're all out here desperate for a deeper connection. How many of us, right? Because a lot of children don't get to experience that now. I am 36. I didn't have a phone until I was about 14, 13. And that really didn't happen because that only happens because I was living in the US. But even then, if you think about those phones, we were very limited with the games and the things that we could do on that phone, right? So you only spent a certain amount of time on it. But how about the memories that you have from when you were a child, where you got to connect with your friends, where you got to play outside and, you know, and enjoy Mother Earth and connect with Earth and the animals and everything around you? Can you get back to that feeling with how magical it was, how great it felt, how it took you away from anything that was happening that was negative at that moment? You don't have to be a child to be able to experience that. You can still do these things now. You don't have to live this life where you are robotic in a way. Wake up, you go to work, you come home, you provide, and that's it. That's not the way we're supposed to be living life. We are supposed to be having this harmony with ourselves first, creating this harmonious balance between our body, mind, and soul, so that we're able to create this harmony also outside of us, right? As within, so without. As above, so below. And once you are able to learn that, what do? You bring heaven to earth. You're able to experience your heaven here on earth now. You don't have to die you don't have to wait until you die physically for you to be able to reach paradise. You learn how to be able to create that here. And when I say that, it doesn't mean that bad things or negative things are not going to happen. What's going to happen with that is that your mentality is going to be different. You are going to look at things in a different way. You are going to be more receptive to the situations that help around you, that happen around you. You're not going to let that ruin your day. You're not going to let that lessen the love that you have for other people. You're not going to become bitter and become a hateful person and spread that type of energy around, because we already have so much of that. And that's why we have this huge imbalance of good and bad, right? Because we still need those things. We still need the duality, because that is the duality of living this experience here on earth. But you get to choose. That is your free will. Have you ever stopped to think how powerful we really are? When God gives us this free will for us to come here and do whatever it is that we want, you have so much power. You can walk up to a person and take away their life if you want to. Do you understand how much power that is? That people have the power to go and take away the most precious thing somebody has right now, the life that they're living here. How much God trusted you when He gave you the opportunity of coming into this realm to be part of something much bigger, much, much bigger than we can even understand, that our human brain can even understand. And that is what I want to do with Nova Face. I want to help people find themselves. I want to help people find their true essence and the purpose as to why they're here. Just like I was able to do for myself. And you can't truly teach someone authentically if you haven't lived it. And I've been through a lot. I've been through a lot. It took a lot of fucking work to get to where I am now. It took a lot of dedication. You know, I fell so many times and got up, and every time I fall, I get up stronger. And I have learned to embrace this mentality that things don't happen to me, they happen for me. They happen to help me grow. They happen so that when I come across a person that's going to something similar, I'm able to be receptive and open my heart so that I'm able to help them with the love that I have. I am able to love them in a different way. I am able to see way beyond what we have been conditioned to believe. And it takes work. It takes work, but most people want the easy way because that's how life is now for most of us. You want something, you get it right away, or very quick satisfaction, right? Where you're not able to appreciate the things that truly matter. And then you end up living such a superficial life that becomes meaningless. Because it doesn't matter how much you're able to create outside of you. You can see that with the people that are the most rich, right? They have all of these material things, but they're unhappy. Because you're rich in the material world, but you're poor in spirit. You're poor in spirit, and then you don't get to take any of this with you. And it's just so sad, you know. It really is. It's heartbreaking that we have been conditioned to live life this way. It's heartbreaking that we are so manipulated by media and the system that we have become blinded to that. We have become so blinded to that we are destroying ourselves. We are destroying our home, Mother Earth, to be able to create these quick satisfactions that, depending on how it is, we won't even be able to enjoy it. You're gonna eat your money, your gold. You're gonna breathe smoke and all of this destruction. Can't even live in a planet like that. We're gonna destroy our home. But this is something collective. It's not just one person. It takes many, and as all of us, to be able to cherish that. We are so consumed by hate and lust, right? Even more so lust. We give so much credit to sex and drugs and these things that are so meaningless that we forget the sacredness of being here. We forget how sacred it is to be able to connect with one another in a physical way. How amazing it feels for you to truly share a loving moment with other people. Being it friendly, being it in a romantic setting, because it's all about that just quick satisfaction. How animalistic of it, right? Of us. When we have been given this advantage of being able to think for ourselves, to be able to create things, to be able to have a higher understanding than animals. So that's what I want to do with this here. I say that in the hospital, I save lives. And outside of here, I work on my art, because I get to share my light, even though I do that there as well. But here, I get to help people from getting to that situation. And that's the goal. I want to help people find themselves. I want everyone to be able to learn the things that I have been learning. For all of you to be able to have the opportunity to change your life in the most beautiful way. For you to understand the power that you have for creation. That you're able not just to help yourself, but you're able to change the world around you. Because your world is what's around you. And you have the power to change that. I promise you, you have the power to change that. And it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful when you are able to tap into that. And to create from love. Create from love. Embrace your true essence so that you're able to be truthful to the ones you come across. So that you are truthful to yourself and your soul, and you're able to tap in and find what is your mission here. We all come here with a mission. We all come here with a purpose. All of us. And it does not mean that you need to be out here doing something great and grandiose. And no. Even if you're out here just sharing your love and your light, you have no idea how much you are contributing. You are contributing to the evolution of us all. A person that's sitting at home, just watching the news, being afraid and angry and all that, they're creating energy. We are energy. They're adding on to this negative vibration that's currently going on, feeding it to, I guess you can call it the dark side, right? If you really wanted to separate things, because there is no separation.